class, a blue folder. It says 3-something on it, depending on whether you're table 1, table 2, table 3, table 4. Pick it up. Alright, and what you'll need to do, number 1, is on the cover anywhere, just go ahead and list everybody's name that's in your group. Go ahead and put your name on it. As we are progressing with this basketball court challenge, and you guys have to eventually get to the conclusion. So, yes, go ahead and pass it around, get everybody's name on it here first.
Somewhere.
Amaya.
Sorry.
Oh, and Haley, if you want to jump in, whichever group you've been working with.
How do you not know how to spell my name?
Well, I guess
R-O-B-E-R. If it was on second or third, then yeah, I could understand.
Alright, we got your names on the covers there. Alright, next part here today is we're going to be starting on a new investigation. Now, part of the reason for the folders, like the project board, where you just have one project board per table, and you're going to be using that when you get to your final summative assignment with this basketball court challenge. Which, by the way, does anybody remember from last Tuesday when you read about this basketball court challenge? What is the final thing you have to do for this basketball court challenge? What was the criteria of the basketball court challenge? Yes?
To cause like erosion going into the basketball court, like you have to come up with like a method or like something to prevent that. Oh.
Good. Okay, so there's what the basketball court challenge was about.
Didn't you have to have a certain amount of time?
It was like you had like 2 weeks to do what?
Before you figure out how to stop it. So you can like present it to the school board meeting.
There you go. That was the big part right there. You guys are gonna have to, as each table, you're gonna have to write your own letter to the school board with your suggestion for what does, or maybe in some of these cases, what doesn't work for trying to prevent erosion on this hillside. And you've got to have data to support that. So rather than having one person be responsible for the data, and of course having that data leave the room and get lost, okay, that's what the folder is for. So you can keep your information in there, and then keep it in your period 3 cabinet with your project board at the same time. Sure, trying to think, what else? So we got that. So that's what that's for. All right, next thing is for the next investigation that we're going to be doing at your table, you're going to be staying with your group of 6. But because you are in a group of 6, it works a little better if we have some roles. So over here on this board, I have factors in erosion, which is what this next little investigation is about. And we're gonna have people, somebody, at least one person, we can have 2, that are gonna have to be leaders. And what a leader does, for the most part for this project, is you're gonna have to jump ahead in the book a little bit, and you're gonna have to read through the procedure. And this time, unlike the lava flow challenge, the procedure is given to you in the book, but you're gonna be the one responsible for reading it to the rest of the class, or the rest of your table, I should say. Of course, keeping the rest of the group on task with their other jobs as well. The recorder. Now, some people think being the recorder is the easy job, but there's gonna be a second part to this one. Yeah, you're gonna measure and collect data, and I have the data sheets already presented, ready for you, so I'll hand them out to you here in just a minute. But when you guys have to present your information to other groups, that'll be when it kind of falls on you to be the presenter at that point as well. And so we gotta have at least one person be a recorder. We can't have 2, okay? And with this being my big class, with everybody's in tables of 6 or one table of 7, we could probably have 1 or 2 people be the leaders and 1 or 2 people be the recorders. And then the rest of you for lack of a better term, we just came up with calling you guys the lab technicians. Now, you've got kind of the longest list there, but you're the ones that actually physically do the hands-on part of the lab. But you have to be able to follow the directions of the leader. If you don't understand the directions from the leader, then that's when you've got to start asking questions, and as a group, you've got to figure out what don't you understand about the procedure. Of course, you're going to have to gather all the lab materials, you're going to perform the lab, you're going to have to be able to communicate, you know, anything that's going on with the recorder and the leader, so you're kind of like that middleman in between the recorder and the leader, and then of course you'll be responsible for cleanup at the end. Okay? And we can easily have at least 2, if not 3 people be filling in that position today. Okay? So at your table, I mean, you do this 2 ways. I can either give you guys about 30 seconds and everybody volunteer and write it down next to your name on the folder, whether you're the leader, the recorder, or technician. Or I can hand out cards and you guys can draw for it. But I'll let you guys try to do it
In him or we'll be doing the experimentes.
Maybe you should
Alright, and card.
All right, so just a quick show of hand at each table, who's the leader or leaders? Good. Okay. Who's the recorder? Any tables have more than one recorder? Oh, who's the recorder at that back? Oh, there you go. Okay, your hand finally. Okay. All right, good. So, you guys are going to be doing 2 different assignments. Let's see. Guys, just pay attention for a minute. You guys are going to have lots of time to be working here in a minute. All right, so what you're going to be looking at, the next component to this basketball court investigation we're doing, is we're going to be doing 2 different investigations. Those of you on this side of the room, tables 1 and table 3, the odd tables, east side of the room if you know your directions, you guys are going to be doing investigation number 1. Now, for those of you on the other side of the room, you're obviously going to be doing investigation number 2. They are different investigations. Now, the objective that we have up on the board over here for the basketball court challenge is students will recognize groups doing the same work should get consistent results. And later on, this week, recognizing variables and trends, that's more for tomorrow. But we got 2 groups doing the same lab on this side of the room and 2 groups doing labs on that side of the room doing the same lab. Should their results be similar? Well, depends, yeah, after that lava investigation, we kind of saw where sometimes we have problems with that, right? Alright, so here's another shot to try to do it, except for this time the procedure is written up for you. Alright, so let's make sure I give you the right ones. Alright, so there's your data sheet already pre-made for you. I went ahead and gave you 2 for no particular reason. Okay, and as you can see, yours is titled, what's it say at the top? Particle size and erosion. The procedure is in the book. For you guys, for the even number tables. You've got this one. So again, that's the recorder sheets.
We can write on it.
Yep, you can write on this one. And this one's titled slope and erosion. So really, there's going to be 2 totally different labs taking place today in this room. Okay, the east side of the room versus the west side of the room. Okay. All right, so there you can kind of see it. Now, I have the page numbers in the book there for you, written up there. So for those of you on the odd tables 1 and 3, you're doing investigation number 1. You'll see it actually starts on the bottom of page 67 as far as it's titled investigation number 1. What is the relationship between particle size and erosion? And if you kind of, as the leader, go ahead and read through that with your table, and then you're going to get to the procedure. And the procedure has got 5 steps to it. The 5th step is on page 69. For those of you that are technicians, you can see there's a materials list. And obviously I gave you a copy of the data sheet. Okay. So, and for you guys here on the evening side of the room, you guys starting on page 69. There you've got the same thing, an introduction. Read through it. Definitely discuss the predict paragraph there. And then you can see the procedure starts there on 69 and ends on page 70. Yeah, that's what you guys are doing. Now, I'm not going to say a whole lot more. I'm going to leave the instructions are there in front of you, the procedures there in front of you. You guys know what your roles are. Okay, I'll be kind of just sort of watching to see that everybody is participating and on task. And you should be able to easily get through both of these through your investigation pretty easily. When it refers to the stream table or whatever it says in the procedure, use those clear buckets that are at the back of the room under the window. There's 2 on that side, your guys is for this side of the room over here. The sand, now there's 2 different kinds of sand up here. There's the one, those of you that have the mix is in the kitty bucket. For those of you that have just used straight sand, the sand is in this gray container right there. One thing for you guys on this side of the room, in the procedure it says you need a glass of water. You don't. I have no idea why they accidentally put that in the procedure. So literally, if you want to go ahead and write in the book on page, where does it say? What page number on page 69 where it says 1 cup of water, if you want to scratch that off, you can go ahead and do that. I have no idea. That was a mistake on the textbook's part. Yeah. The blue containers, at the end of the lab, when you're dumping stuff out, don't dump the dirt and stuff down the sink. That just plugs up your plumbing. Dump those into the blue containers. Again, the blue container over there, I have a sign over the top of it that says sand only. And of course, for you guys on this side of the room, the blue container for the stuff to dry out in so that the other science teachers can use this stuff later on this week goes in that one. All right, I'm trying to think. You guys are 3rd grade. I'm trying to think of the obvious big questions that came up during the 1st and 2nd period. Any questions? Alrighty then. You guys have got the remainder of the period to get this thing. Oh, there are some questions. If you do get done early, we'll see where you're at here by the end of class. Who's the leader? Yeah, you can write on. Who's the leader? Okay, so the leader, you can start just reading the introduction.
How does this contraction work? Yes.
Procedure number 1. You focus on how to touch material and discipline effectively. Investigation 1. What is the relationship between particle size and erosion? You saw in the case studies you read that water is very powerful.
Yeah, just want to moisten it up a little bit more. Because moist is a nice word to say, and I like saying moist.
Earth's surface, it picks up and carries away particles, soil, and other materials. Some particles are more easily carried by water than others. In this investigation, you will compare how different sized particles are eroded by water. Particle size is most easily carried by water, and the most easily eroded. Predict. There will be a mixture of sand, gravel, slate, and plant potting soil or disturbance